back to my channel. How are you all doing? Hope you guys have been having great trading week so far. Apologies for not uploading videos for the last couple of weeks. I've been very busy and I've not had the opportunity to really look at the market. But generally speaking, from my last analysis to now, price has basically moved in the direction in which we predicted price to move after forming this sort of W pattern and then breaking this trend line as well. Well, I'm just going to start off from where we are now and, just to see what possibly could happen in the coming week and next couple of weeks. So as we can see, this trend line has finally been broken and price has broken this previous low as well, because like I said in the a couple of weeks ago, price has been forming this sort of lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs, and then price got here to this lower low, came back up again to form a lower high, failed to break this lower low twice, okay, forming this essentially this double bottom pattern, broke this trend line as well as this resistance area, and then broke this previous low there, and then to form a new high over here. And as you can see, last week price was bearish and price is coming back down to test this previous low now. Okay, so that is basically where we are at the moment, and looking at the weekly time frame. Okay, and then just generally looking at the weekly time frame again, I am expecting price to continue its bullish run, and it could possibly be from this previous low here if price gets to that level before price bounces to the top, but we'll look at that in more detail. So going down to the daily time frame, you can see on the daily time frame the price didn't quite get to this resistance area here, as you can see in previous areas, that this 1800 area thereabout has been tested quite a few times in the past. Okay, so initially it was a support level where price bounced off it a couple of times, broke through that level quite strongly, and then price came to retest that level again sometime in August. All right, and since then, since August, price hasn't really tested that area, and now price is coming, got close to that area, but started to reject again. So what I am expecting, looking at the daily time frame, is for price to possibly retrace back down to this support area here. Okay, and then again we can see that this area tested previously was previous resistance, and price broke through that again quite strongly as well. We can see the strong bullish candle, and now I'm expecting price to come back down into that 1730 1728 area to try to test that area and see what happens. So in this coming week, I'm expecting price to continue this bearish move down into this area here and possibly give us a bullish setup to take a buy trade from here all the way back into the 1800 area. Now, again, this is what I'm predicting to be the most likely trade to happen given price action, because again, I am expecting a completion of this W pattern, okay, all the way to this area here. All right, and to complete that, price probably needs to retrace a bit before getting back up. So again, this will be our key area that we will be looking out for, and this will give us, I think, about 700 to 750 pips thereabout. Yeah, so about 750 pips for this trade. A very good trade, and a trade that I'm looking forward to taking. And this trade may play out, the last week of this month, or towards the beginning of December, and that would be a great way to start December to get this 750 pips on gold. Um, Again, as with every other trade, this Forex is a game of probabilities. And even though this is what we're expecting to happen, there is still a chance that this level could break to the downside. And if this level does break to the downside, then we should be prepared for price to get all the way down into this area here. Okay, or maybe even into this area, because there is a hidden zone here. Okay, so there's a hidden zone there that price could even wick into this area and quickly reject. So again, we should look out for that. So for me, to be on the safe side, what I will be doing for the upcoming week is to wait until price gets into the zone, and I'll see how price plays out. And if price breaks this area, then I'll just wait until price gives us a very good, clear reversal pattern for our buy trade. So I'm just only looking for buy trades for the upcoming week. And if we go to the 4-hour time frame as well on gold, we should be able to clearer view of what is happening, and then how we can take our entry on the 4-hour. You can as well take on the daily time frame. If you're looking at something like an engulfing candle or a bullish pin bar, or like what is called a shooting star or hanging man, of bearish, bullish reversal pattern on this area, then we should be able to on the daily time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, however, we can also take our trade there as well. And if price gets all the way down to this area here, then we should be looking to enter our buy trade from here if price gives us a bullish pattern that I have just mentioned. So again, it's just the trick is just to wait and see what happens and how we can capitalize on that as well. And also looking at this on the 4-hour time frame, we can also see this sort of cheeky head and shoulder pattern that seems to be forming as well. And so again, this buttresses the fact that price could continue all the way down to this area here. Okay, and then before we look for our buy trade and take it all the way to this area. So more or less, this is what we're looking at. This neck basically has already broken anyway. So we can see the neck here, and you can see it break, and price is closed there. So we're just going to wait and see what happens in the upcoming weeks. I wouldn't encourage you to rush. Just be patient and wait for price to play out the way we want it to before we rush into taking our trade. So this has been my analysis for gold. I'm bullish on gold this week. I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna rush to take any buy trades. I'm gonna wait for either price to get to this 1730, 1728 area, or even down towards the 1708, 1710 area as well, because like I mentioned previously, there is an area here that price could possibly go on to retest, okay, before continuing its move. So we should just watch out for these two areas for price reversals, and hopefully price should play out the way we want it to. So I hope this analysis on gold has been helpful. Next, I'm going to talk about my analysis for Euro USD, and I'll start off with the weekly time frame on that pair and work my way down to the 4-hour time frame. So let's just get to Euro USD pair. And then also just remember that when trading, that you should always ensure proper risk management as well. And you don't try to make all the money in one go. You will end up blowing your account, because even though we are making these sort of predictions, they are based on probabilities, and anything can happen. And if price goes in the opposite direction, then you would end up losing so much of your capital, which which you don't want. So make sure that you have a proper risk management before going into any trade. Calculate it, maybe 1%, 2%, 5% of your capital per trade, and just so that you don't end up blowing your account. So again, we're just going to go to Euro USD, and we'll start off with the weekly time frame, as I've mentioned, and then work our way down to the 4-hour time frame. Okay. So for Euro USD, as you can see as well, in the last couple of weeks or few weeks, price has broken through this trend line, came back to retest it, and then continue its bullish move up to this resistance area here around the 1.03 or 1.04 area. And that's where price seems to be stalling at the moment. Okay, so the question is, will price break through this area and continue to up move, or will price retrace a bit? And then we'll see what happens when price does retrace a bit. So my prediction will be price possibly retracing a bit, giving us the opportunity to enter at a very good price before continuing to the upside. But generally, my bias is bullish, but there will be a bearish retracement. Okay, so looking at the daily time frame, we can see that price got to this resistance area. We can see it being tested here several times. Okay, you can see price being tested, and all we need to do is so tested quite a few times actually. Okay, broke through it here, came back to retest it one time, and we saw a similar thing on gold as well. And then now price has tested it again and now reversing to the downside. Okay, so what I am expecting is for price to possibly retrace all the way back down to this support area here. And as you can see, it's been tested several times in the past as well. Price recently broke through it quite strongly, and then I'm expecting price to come down to retest that area before we look for our buy trades from this point here. Okay, for taking it to the upside. And generally, that's what I'm looking at. And even if you go down to the weekly, the 4-hour time frame as well, this can play out. I wouldn't really encourage you to rush into taking this trade yet, even though we are expecting price to come to the downside. And like I said on gold, I am bullish generally. I'm just waiting for price to get to a key point, and this key point here would be the 1.013 area. Okay, and for gold, I'm not going to sell at all. For Euro USD, you can't possibly enter a sell trade, but you just need to be very careful when doing that, because the daily time frame has given us a good opportunity here to enter a sell trade. And even if you go on the 4-hour time frame, we can say triangular pattern forming, and we just wait for the price to break that triangular pattern and then possibly give us good opportunities to capitalize on. Okay, so the triangular pattern I'm seeing on the 4-hour time frame is this. All right, so we can see price giving us this nice triangular pattern here, and all we need to do is to wait for price to break out of this triangular pattern, either to the upside or to the downside. Now, if price breaks to the downside, okay, so price most likely will end up continuing all the way to this 1.013 area that we're expecting before it gives us that buy trade. Okay, on the other hand, if price doesn't break that triangular pattern, but rather continues and ends up breaking this area, including this resistance area, right, then we can look to continue the buy trade to the top. Okay, and what I would advise is when trading Euro USD or any pair at all, make sure you move between the daily time frame and the 4-hour time frame to give a good view of what is happening. Okay, now on the daily time frame, if the daily candle closes above this zone here, and when I mean close, I mean like a very strong daily candle moves up and closes above this zone, most likely price will continue to the upside, and then you should take your buy trade and then just watch it play out. Okay. But if not, if the next daily candle closes, that's the Monday candle, for example, closes below this triangular pattern here, then most likely price will continue to the downside up to the 1.013 area, and that's where we'll be looking to take our buy trades then. And like I said, if you are adventurous enough on the daily time frame, if price does break below this the triangular pattern here, then you can look to enter your sell trade as well, and then take your profit around the 1.013 area. So these are the possibilities that we're looking at in the upcoming week for Euro USD. Generally, my bias is bullish. Like I said, the bullish trade could come when price gets all the way down to the 1.013 area, or when price breaks its triangular pattern and closes above this resistance area on the daily time frame, and then we'll look to buy our trades then as well. So very good opportunities that we are seeing in the market this coming week, and all you need to do is just to be patient, and then we should be able to capitalize on those moves. Now, thirdly, we're going to look at the GBP USD market and see what's happening there as well. Again, on GBP USD, we can see that the trend line has been broken as well, because price initially from these lower lows and then lower highs. And then price finally couldn't break the lower low, and then has broken the previous high as well, or heading towards there, I would say. And all we need to do is just to capitalize on this bullish continuation of GBP USD. So what we know so far, price has broken strongly this trend line, which is good, a clear indication that price could continue up. If we go to the daily time frame, we can see that price is still above this support, this resistance area turned support now, and hasn't closed below it. Hasn't given us any sort of clear signals as to where price wants to go. So I would say it's still ranging a bit, and I would say for now, just stay off the market a bit until price gives us a very clear direction. You could, on the 4-hour time frame, plot this sort of triangular pattern that we noted on the GBP, on the Euro USD as well. So if you plot this pattern, then that would also give us like a clear view of what is happening as well. So we can see price trading nicely to the upside, and it's been doing that for a while. Okay, so price has been moving nicely to the upside, and then now it's like ranging in this sort of triangular pattern, and then we'll see if price breaks above that triangular pattern or breaks below the triangular pattern, and then you can look to capitalize on that as well. So if price comes down there, it could possibly bounce to the upside, breaking this upper limit of the triangular pattern, and then continuing its move to the upside. We can look to capitalize on that, or price could break below this the lower level of triangular pattern and then continue to the downside, and we can look to capitalize on that. So plenty of opportunities. All we need to do is just to be careful not to rush into any of them. Just wait patiently for price to get to those points, and then we'll be able to capitalize on that. Again, I am looking at more of the higher time frames, 4-hour, daily, weekly time frame to make my analysis. This really wouldn't apply so much to the 15 minutes time frame or the 1-hour time frame, because anything can happen there. But because I swing trade, I'm looking more at the higher time frame to make my analysis, and this is what I am predicting for the next couple of weeks. So I'm just going to be waiting, no clear signals whatsoever. But if at any point in time during the week I see a very clear signal for price to give us like a very clear opportunity, I could upload maybe a short or a quick video just to show you or what's happening then. But again, for GBP USD, this is what I am looking at. Generally, my bias is bullish as well, because I believe price has broken that sort of downtrend and started a sort of reversal. So price could continue to the upside, and then to the upside, and I think that, you know, with some patience we would see price and gradually move to the top. So that has been my analysis, and then lastly I'm going to talk about GBP JPY. And for GBP JPY, I will start off with the weekly time frame and then gradually work my way down to the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so on the weekly time frame, for GBP JPY, for some reason I have always been bullish, and you can see the long-term trend is quite bullish on the weekly time frame. There've been a few retracements, but generally price has been bullish as well. So let's start with this. So when price broke and closed above this 168 area, I was actually expecting price to just continue all the way up, possibly to the 175 area, but price quickly retraced back down, breaking below that level, and then price got down to this area here, the 164 area, and then again bounced up, and we can see the candlestick that has formed last week, quite bullish. And then looking at the daily time frame, we can also plot a trend line, or even the 4-hour time frame, where we can see it clearly. We can see that this trend line here has been broken and the price has retested it again. So you can see price coming back down here into this area, broke the trend line, came back to retest it, and then continuing to the top. Okay, so again, there isn't any sort of clear picture. Price isn't really moving strongly. It's more or less a choppy market, and it's not something that I would really encourage you to trade, because there is a lot of uncertainties on GBP JPY. It's moving quite erratically, even though on the long-term charts it looks like price is really giving us like a clear bullish signal, really. But again, looking at a more smaller time frame is quite choppy, and I wouldn't really encourage you to trade that. Otherwise, you end up losing a lot of money on GBP JPY. So until we have a very clear opportunity, I would stay off this market. And if there is a clear opportunity to capitalize on this, I will let you know as well. That isn't to say that on 15 minutes time frame or 1 hour time frame you can't get good trading opportunities, because you can. Even on the 1 hour time frame, 5 minutes time frame, you can get good trading opportunities on GBP JPY, but it's just going to be, you're going to be in for a short period and quickly come out. But if you're in for the long term, like I always trade, then it's not advisable to trade it for the time being, I would say. All right. So I'm not going to talk much on this pair. So this has generally been my analysis for the 4 major pairs: gold, euro USD, GBP USD, and GBP JPY. I hope you found this video very helpful. If you have, kindly leave a like, and if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe to the channel for more analysis videos. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to continue again next week for more weekly analysis, and hopefully not keep you waiting any longer. Thank you very much for watching, and have a fantastic week ahead. Peace.
I can't forget the day we met. Your eyes so blue, me piercing through. I can't forget the day we met. Your smile so bright.